Dear students, in this video, we are going to discuss the remaining properties of a plane mirror. That means we have already learned about that whenever we placed any object in front of the plane mirror, then the image of that object is visible into the plane mirror. Like when we are placing a lit candle in front of a plane mirror, then the image of that lit up candle can be visible into that plane mirror. And the size of the object, shape and size of the object remains same in the image also. That means the size and shape of the image and the size and shape of the object is remain same. Second property is whatever the object look like, that means the size and shape of the object and the size and shape of the image is remain same. Apart from that, the image which form into the plane mirror, it always vertically straight. That means it is always erect. As you can see, that is a erect image is formed into the plane mirror. Third property which we have learned, that the distance between the plane mirror, the distance between the object and the plane mirror and distance between the image and plane mirror, both are remain same. If I'll represent plane mirror by a symbol like this, and an object is placed about x centimeter from the plane mirror, that is the distance, suppose x centimeter from the plane mirror, then the image formed inside the plane mirror is also about x centimeter. So that is also shows that is also another property which we call that an image, the distance between the object and the plane mirror and the distance between the image and the plane mirror are always remain same. Apart from that, there is also another property, that if we are taking that object behind the mirror, that means if we are taking any, suppose behind the mirror, then we will not find any kind of image into the plane mirror. If we are taking back side, suppose this is lit up candle, and if we are taking the back side of this plane mirror, then we cannot form any kind of image. Apart from that, if we take a white paper sheet in front of that plane mirror, then we are only visible the image into the plane mirror. We are not getting any kind of image on the plain white paper. If you are taking a white paper, then we are not able to see any kind of image on that white paper. Either we are put that paper in front of the plane mirror or just behind the plane mirror. We are not getting any kind of image. So that is also given another property, that the plane mirror always form virtual image. That is another property which we can say that the plane mirror also form the virtual image. And what is a virtual image? Virtual image are those image which cannot be obtained on any screen. That type of images are called virtual image. Once again, I repeat to you, what is virtual image? Virtual image are those image which cannot be obtained on any screen. That is the virtual image. So plane mirror create a virtual image. There is another interesting property related to that plane mirror, is that in that what we are going to do, that for that we had to perform an activity. So what we are going to do in that property, what we are going to do, we just stand in front of a plane mirror and we are performing some activity there. What we are going to do is, we just are raise left hand in front of the plane mirror. What we are going to do in that activity, we just stand in front of a plane mirror. After that, what we are going to do, we just raise our left hand in front of a plane mirror. As you can see in that picture, that boy is raising his left hand and his image is formed inside the plane mirror, and you can see that there is something different between. That means the size and shape of the boy is remains same. The distance between the plane mirror and the boy and the plane mirror and image of the boy is remains same. It is erect, that is vertically straight, and it cannot be obtained on a screen. But apart from that, there is another property is also visible. When we raise the left hand, this is the left hand of a boy, but the image form inside the mirror, and if you see, then you can find that the plane mirror is form the image of the left hand like a right hand. That means when we raise the left hand, then image appears that we are raising the right hand. If we are raising the right hand, then image will appear like it is a left hand. So from that activity we can say that when we see the object into the mirror, when we see the image of an object into the mirror, then we can find that left appear to be right and right appear to be left. That property of plane mirror is called the lateral inversion. What we call that property? That property is called the lateral inversion. Lateral inversion means in which from right appear to be left and left appear to be right. That is the another property of a plane mirror. That's why, that is the reason that you can find on into the ambulance that the ambulance is written of alphabets in its mirror image. That means whatever the alphabet we are using into writing the spelling of an ambulance, then they all have been written into its mirror image. Why they have been written into the mirror image? Because when a person who is ahead from the ambulance, then in its rear mirror it can be easily visible that an ambulance is coming from behind. That's why the ambulance is always written into its mirror image alphabets. That is the mirror image alphabets. Some of the alphabets have their mirror image, like if you are taking the C in front of a plane mirror, then it is appear to be like this. That means it is remain same. But some of the things which is not remain same, like symmetrical alphabets are not remain same. Asymmetrical alphabets are appear to be their mirror image. For an example, if you are taking B in front of it, then it will look like this. It will look like this. This is the mirror image, and this is your real alphabet, and that is its mirror image. That means it is right appear to be its left. So that kind of image is formed. So that is the property of this plane mirror. Again, I'm summarized to you that what are the properties of image formed by a plane mirror. Number one, the image is erect. That means it is vertically straight. The image is same size as the object. Third, the image is at the same distance from the mirror as the object is in front of it. The image is virtual. That means it cannot be obtained on any screen. In the image, the right side appear left and the right side appear to be right. That is the lateral inversion property of that plane mirror. So these 5 properties we have discussed about the plane mirror. Now apart from the plane mirrors, there are also different type of mirrors is also there, and their properties and their functioning is different from the plane mirror. What are they? They are called the spherical mirrors. What they call it? Spherical mirrors. The mirror have also different type of mirrors are there. They are called the spherical mirrors. Some of them have created the erect and same size image, but there is also another type of mirrors is also there. They are called the spherical mirrors. For that purpose, what we are going to do, we are performing an activity, and in that activity what we are required, we require a stainless steel spoon. When we bring the outer side of the spoon near our face, and if we look into that stainless steel spoon, then what kind of image we can find? When we are looking from the outer surface, then we can find that the image is formed in outer surface of the, you can see that the image is formed outer surface of the spoon. But there is some interesting fact about that image. What is the first interesting thing is that the image which created outer surface of that stainless steel spoon, it is appear to be vertically straight. That means it is erect image. Is the size of the image the same? The answer is no, the size is not same. It is smaller than the size of ourselves. That means our height, if we look at into the plane, if we look at into that stainless steel spoon, then the size is appear to be smaller. So that is the image from the outer side of a spoon. Now if we turn it and see the image using the inner side, and now what we are going to do, we are taking that spoon and turn it, and if we are see ourselves from the inner side of the image, so what we are finding out, we can find out that the image is formed in the inner surface of the spoon, that it is appear to be inverted, that you can see that it is appear to be inverted. When we increase the distance or increase the distance, we have also seen that the size of that image is also got changed. That means it is increase or decreases. That means the size of the face, if we are comparing the image, then it is inverted, and the size of the image is increases or decreases as we are taking the spoon away from our face and close to our face. That is the image which is also we can see from that activity. So what we call that, according to that property, what we call that, the curved shining surface of a spoon acts as a mirror. Here what we are going to learn, that the curved shining surface of a spoon acts as a mirror. The most common example of a curved mirror is a spherical mirror. These curved surfaces, as you can see that these are the curved surfaces, and here is also you can see there is a curved surfaces, that is known to be as a spherical mirror. If the reflecting surface of a spherical mirror is concave, this is the concave, that is the shape of a concave. This curved surface is like it is called the concave. It's called a concave mirror, and that is which we make the obliquely lines, that is called the polished area of that mirror. This is the polished area of that mirror. It is called the concave mirror. It is called a concave mirror. If the reflecting surface is convex, then it is a convex mirror. As you can see, this is your convex mirror. And what we are going to do, we are taking, this is called the convex curved area. And if we are making that polished part, and this is your in front part is the shiny, then that is known to be the convex mirror. So these both of these pictures are concave and convex mirrors. Now there are different properties regarding this concave and convex mirror. Why are concave and convex mirror called spherical mirrors? So for that purpose, we are as performing a little activity in that. What we are going to do, we have taken a rubber ball and cut the portion of it, and we cut the portion. As we can see that we are cutting from the mid part of it. Then what we are getting it, we have got the two type of surfaces. The inner surface of the cut ball is concave. If you cut it, then you can find that the inner surface of the ball when we are cut it, that is your concave, and the outer surface is called the convex. If we are make the outer surface shiny and inner surface is polished, then it is called the convex mirror. And if we are making the inner surface shiny and outer surface polished, then that is called the concave mirror. So that is how we are able to make the convex and concave mirror. Spherical mirrors, again summarize to you. Spherical mirrors are curved mirrors. If the reflecting is inside the spherical mirror is a concave mirror. If the reflecting is inside the spherical mirror is a concave mirror. If the reflecting surface is outside the spherical mirror is a convex mirror. A stainless steel spoon also act like a mirror. The inner side acts like a concave and the outer side acts like a convex mirror. So you can also see that if we are making a reflecting surface like that, this is your convex mirror. This black line is representing the reflecting surface. If you are comparing in concave, then it is inner side is shiny, and in convex the outer part is shiny. This is the concave and that is your convex mirror. The inner surface of a spoon acts like a concave mirror while its outer surface acts like a convex mirror. We know that the image of an object formed by a plane mirror cannot be obtained on a screen. Now we are similarly investigate similar kind of thing if it is also true for the images formed by a concave mirror. For that, what we are going to do, we are performing an activity, and for that purpose what we are going to do, we are taking a concave mirror. In that activity, what we are going to do, we are taking a concave mirror, and what we are going to do, we are just exposing that concave mirror in sunlight. We are exposing that concave mirror into the sunlight. Whatever the sun rays are fall on that concave mirror, after the reflection, we have seen a spot on a paper. What we are going to do, we are taking a concave mirror and we also taking a paper, and on that paper, by adjusting the concave mirror, we are supposed to get a spot on it. And after we are adjusting the concave mirror, after adjusting the distance between the paper, we are adjusting in such a way that we have to get a bright spot on that paper. If you can look into the picture also, after adjusting the concave mirror, we find a bright spot on that paper. Hold the mirror and the sheet of paper steady for a few minutes. Does the paper start burning? So the answer is yes. When we hold that bright spot for a minute, then after few minutes that paper is start burning. So what is the mean of that? This bright spot, in fact, the image of the sun. What is a bright spot? Is that bright spot is nothing but it is the image of the sun. The image is formed on a screen. An image formed on a screen is called a real image. That means with the help of a concave mirror, we can form an image on a screen. That's why we can say that the concave mirror are formed the real images. Recollect that in activity 15.2, the image formed by a plane mirror could not be obtained on a screen. Such an image is called the virtual image. That means if we perform that same activity with the help of plane mirror, then we cannot get any kind of bright spot on that paper. That is called the virtual image. An image which can obtain on a screen is called the real image, and which cannot be obtained on a screen is called the virtual image. Now we are perform that activity with the help of a candle with a candle flame. Now what we are going to do, we take a candle, and after that we lit up the candle, and we are perform that activity with the help of that flame of the candle. You can see there is a flame of candle. We are taking a mirror holder where we are fixing a mirror into it. That means that is your concave mirror, And as you can see, and we have also take a white sheet of paper which is act like a screen. As we are putting that flame, as we are putting that candle in between the mirror and the screen, then according to that picture we can see that after the reflection the image is visible on that screen, that is the image of the flame of candle, that is the image of the, this is the image of the candle flame. You can see that this is your candle flame. After the reflection we can see easily on a screen, so we can say that concave mirror is forming the real image. Apart from that, there is another interesting thing is the flame is erect, but the image which we have seen, that is inverted. That means the candle flame is inverted and in real it is vertically straight. So that is also a second property, as you can see that. Now what we are going to do, now we are just moving that candle towards the mirror, then we can find out that the size of the candle flame is increases. As you can see that if we are taking that candle flame near to that concave mirror, then the size of the flame of the candle is increases. As we are taking away from it, then what we are going to do, as the size is increases. And if we are taking that candle flame very near to that, if we are taking that very near to that mirror, in that picture you can see that if we take that candle flame very near to the mirror, then we can find there is a vertically straight image is formed. And in that condition, when, and it is a condition in which we cannot get any kind of image on that screen. That means when candle flame is very near to the concave mirror, then it is forming a virtual image. Virtual image formed by a concave mirror when the candle flame is very near to the concave mirror and it is vertically straight and larger than the size of the candle flame. If you can see and compare the sizes, then you can find the size of the candle flame inside the image formed by the plane mirror is more as compared to the real size of the candle flame. So from all this activity, what we are conclude that the image formed by a concave mirror may be smaller or larger than the object. The image may also be real or virtual, can be obtained on a screen or cannot be obtained on a screen. The image may inverted or erect. That means in that case what we can say that the image may be inverted or erect. I hope you understand the properties of the plane mirror, as well as you can also understand the concept of spherical mirrors and what are the properties of the image formed by a concave mirror. Thank you very much.